Hey everybody, we're going to be broadcasting a Bughouse World Championship match. It's just started. You have BughouseCoach and Jarmax versus Dralath and Staskamaev. And Dralath is from the Czech Republic. He was Alamar on Fix. BughouseCoach from the USA was Zap from Fix. And this is in the open section. So in the open section, the format of the matches is 2-minute time control with no increment. And it is best of 16 or first to 9. He's going to try to win the queen. And actually, he could have tried to go for a rook, but his partner wasn't getting a rook, so he just took the queen. This is a nice way to have a defensive resource. This might be enough for Zap to mate, though. This king is looking somewhat uncomfortable. Knight does guard this square, knight guards this square. So he could check here. Okay. So if this knight moves away, this would be a place to drop a knight. This king, a little vulnerable to the back rank. And Jarmax was mated on the other board. Got too wrapped up on the left board. Anyone out there is interested in co-commentating, let me know. I could jump into a Discord call somewhere. So, looks like Jarmax has the less safe king than Staskamaev. Dralath and BughouseCoach are both initiative hogs, so we're going to see a lot more attacking on the right board here, BughouseCoach and Dralath, than on the left board. Looks like Staskamaev has picked up a queen. Knight would be quite good for him as well. Jarmax has actually defended that. He's trying to boot the knight so that this square will be free. The time, there's a huge differential here of about 12 seconds already. The BughouseCoach can't wait for pieces. Already down some pieces. And his attack's going to run out of steam fairly quickly. So you could potentially move this knight away and pawn check, but he doesn't have a rook coming. May need the castle here to get out of danger. But he's just going to let the rook go. So Dralath has been picking up some extra pieces, which his partner is going to utilize here. There's a pin that's exploited here. The pawn here is checkmate because of the pin. So our score right now is 2-0, favoring Dralath and Staskamaev. Jarmax already in some trouble. The knight will win the queen here. Hey, Venomous. Yeah, I am rooting for Zap, but he has an uphill battle here. They are they're both rated less than their opponents. BughouseCoach about 200 points down from Dralath. Jarmax about 200 points down from Staskamaev. So it's going to be tough for them. So a rook mates for Staskamaev. He is up about 5 seconds. This rook, hard to not give it. See a knight check to try to gain some time. Still up by 1 or 2 seconds. We could see another knight check here, potentially. I'm not sure what they have other than like an anti-pre-move. Oh, and this is a great move. He's threatening a different way. Threatening rook here is mate. Well, not quite mate, but king up and then knight air here. New knight in is going to be good. Could just bring the queen down. That kind of cuts off the queen from getting in. Maybe he wanted to leave the queen defensively. So got him a queen and a rook. Our score right now is 3-0, favoring Dralath and Staskamaev. Jarmax has a decent attack, but he's not going to get the pieces he needs to mate. I think one of the essential problems here is that BughouseCoach is very aggressive, but he tends to lose pawns as he's attacking, and pawns kind of add up over time. So he gets down more and more material. And the same thing on the other board is Jarmax seems to be attacking pretty hard, but he also loses pawns along the way. So overall, they get down more and more pieces. In contrast, Dralath is very aggressive, but he's able to be aggressive without losing pieces. He tends to even win pieces while he's attacking. He's not afraid to sack for a temporary advantage, but and while I wasn't paying attention, they did get on the board. Our score is now 3-1, favoring Dralath and Staskamaev. So that was a win for the BughouseCoach team. So BughouseCoach has been able to get more pieces on the board, chasing Dralath's queen around. That's going to help with initiative. Assuming the pieces keep coming, that's great for BughouseCoach. But if the pieces run out, then Dralath will have more pieces to drop on the board than he will. So BughouseCoach works best when there's just continuous piece flow from the other board. They have traded the queens. BughouseCoach has a safer king in general. So the knight does guard if he takes. Yeah, BughouseCoach has a fairly good position here. If he could get a bishop along this diagonal, that would be good. He wants to get this knight out so he can promote. Jarmax also has a fairly decent attack. Oh, that's interesting. Going for... Okay. I think he should have taken with bishop to create a hole here. This is interesting. If this queen gets off the board, I mean, I think you take it for sure. But you have the threat of queen here. Even rook here is good. Rook check, then queen here. You could take this to create another hole. You could just play knight here to win the queen. Yeah, Jarmax has an amazing attack. Oh my god. It looks like BughouseCoach's king is on the run. I don't think he's going to last very long. Yeah, I looked away from the board too long. I don't know how Dralath manufactured that attack. It looked like BughouseCoach was crushing. when I last looked at that board. Oh, did he forget to check? Did he forget to check? I guess so. Now we have a match here. Our score is now 3-2. Still favoring the Dralath team, but BughouseCoach and Jarmax are coming back. And again, they both are relentless attackers. They seem to do best when they trade continuously on both boards, so they get more pieces to put down every move. Because Dralath and Staskamaev are a little bit more restrained with their dropping of pieces to hold pieces for later. But if the pieces keep coming, then there never is a later. So Dralath could potentially drop a pawn. Or, oh wait, it's not Dralath's move. Okay, this is... Yeah, so d2 has been guarded. I figured that would be the target. Staskamaev would like to get more pieces. Oh, I suppose... Okay, so now he wants a knight. He's just going to use his distant knight. Okay, that's reasonable because it attacks the queen. Jarmax probably wants a pawn, but his king is a little unsafe. He's just going to bring the king back. There is some definite threats here. You just pawn at g7. You can take that. Knight is good, or he could just drop a rook at f8 and try to get in on these diagonals. Rook at f8, rook takes, pawn takes. Then he could pawn check. If king takes, new bishop in, as he controls this diagonal. And that's what we're going to see. Yeah, and there's the pawn check. Okay. That picks up the queen. Oh, but he wants the mate instead. Okay, I guess he gets to win more pieces this way. This knight is still under attack. There are some holes around the king. I'm going to bring this bishop back to help defend a little. Jarmax is down an enormous amount of time though. Okay, so mate happened on the other board. And they are sacking. I would have plugged the hole in f2, but he's plugging on e4, I guess to prevent a knight from coming into d4. BughouseCoach has a reasonably safe king. He really should grab this rook file. Maybe he wants a pawn. Okay. So I guess he assumes that he'll get a knight, so that queen takes knight isn't possible, and there is a knight. A rook is quite good for BughouseCoach. Oh, nice use of the knight here. Probably rook takes, pawn takes. Oh, now there's mate. Great job at BughouseCoach. Our score is now 4-3. This is a very close match. Hey, physician. Check. Yeah. I'm a misspelling. Oh, he's giving up the queen. Get a knight outpost and try to get in on f7, I assume. But I think Staskamaev is safe enough. Now Jarmax is going for the dark squares. Unfortunately, BughouseCoach is going to have to contend, maybe just push a pawn, contend with being down a queen due to his partner's sack. Oh, knight takes. Ooh, don't like that. I like knight takes rook. Okay, actually, a rook mates. You also have knight takes pawn, knight takes queen. So it's looking good on the Jarmax board, but looking terrible on the BughouseCoach board. Because again, BughouseCoach had to play down a queen to his partner's sack. And this is going to be game over. I made it in one. There it is. Our score is now 5-3, favoring the Dralath team. Yeah, there was a brief comeback there, but like I said, it's uh, I've said repeatedly, a lot of these early matches are lopsided, because it's generally the number 1 seed plays the number 6 seed in a group. Number 2 seed plays the number 5 seed, etc. So BughouseCoach is outmatched by about 200 rating points. Dralath, I believe, is underrated right now at 2258. BughouseCoach may be a little underrated too, though. He probably should be 2200. And on the other board, Jarmax is outrated as well. So it's really impressive that BughouseCoach, that his team can get some wins here and make it look very competitive. Katesk and Jeffrey have already played their match. It was a blowout, yeah. Physicians is saying BughouseCoach was 1900 yesterday. Interesting. Yeah, BughouseCoach has large rating swings because he plays a lot and he plays in the random pool. But yeah, he can range. I think he ranges anywhere from 2000 to 2200 normally. Thanks for the follow from Gavarhan 007. Really appreciate it. Oh, it's me. Chark is saying Dralath is underrated by 100 points, and Staskamaev is overrated by 100 points. Yeah, I haven't really seen Staskamaev play before, so not nearly as familiar with him. Okay, it looks like Staskamaev has a mate here. Knight at, yeah. So our score right now is 6-4, favoring the Dralath team. And again, it's first to 9 points if you win by 2 in the open section. So Dralath's team would need at least 3 more wins. I'm not sure why he didn't continue the pressure on the light squares here with pawn at. Oh, there it is. I guess he just wanted to get this bishop active first. That's reasonable. Interesting. So he can take the rook. He can knight check, take the rook. Now knight at, then take this knight. Oh, well, I was going to say that was a mistake until the queen moved over. So maybe that was sort of a pre-move there. Yeah, I'm open to co-commentators. I can jump into a Discord chat. Physician, did you want to commentate? Yeah, Chark, I'm a partner streamer on chess.com, and there is a revolving embed, so that's probably what's happening here. Well, we have 100,000 for the finals. I don't think we'll have 100,000 for the finals, but I'm hoping we could get a good 10,000 for the finals if it's broadcast on the chess channel. Position, if it's just you, I could jump in to the Bughouse World Championship one. I'll just jump in there right now since you have access to that.
The private one.
Yep.
Hang on, I gotta find these guys.
Yeah, you can just follow BughouseCoach.
Oh, there we go. Do you know if there were any forfeits or anything?
Any forfeits where?
That would pad the score, is what I mean.
Oh,
On either
no,
side.
no. That would affect this score. I've been watching from the first game, and these are all real games. 7-4, all real games. So Dralath has a reasonably safe king. All these dark squares are covered, and has also a maiden net around BughouseCoach. Oh,
Yeah, I don't think his position is defensible, actually.
yep. So pawn check is a good idea to try to get the king out. Not sure if there's follow up though. Oh, there is follow
Oh
up.
no, he has the queen on the rank, so for
Oh,
sure.
nice. Great.
Oh, that was a nice
Great.
mate.
A wonderful mate by BughouseCoach. So our
Oh
score is
yeah.
now 7-5. And this is so close that the win by 2 condition may well come into play. Like it may be possible that Dralath's team gets to 9 points, but still doesn't have a win because they don't have a win by 2.
I think one of the problems with the seeding is that a lot of the ratings seem really inflated. That's why it seems like there should be landslide victories when there's not, when there's more balanced games. My
Yeah.
partner is rated as 2,500, but he's more like maybe 2,280 right now.
Okay. And
That's weird.
who's your partner?
Catalyst 555.
Okay.
He's solid, but he didn't strike me as like maybe that as good as some of the more scary 2,500s.
It's a lot of scary 2500s.
He goes.
Oh,
I would have gone E1, I think.
yeah. So that's mate.
Also,
So
Bishop G3 would have been probably better to make sure he can't run away, but I guess he didn't run away. 8-5. Will be this be the last game?
this could be match point.
Oh,
So
this is where some Saxter puts a pawn on E3.
So again, BughouseCoach and Jarmax, according to the ratings, were expected to lose this match anyway. But I think they've overperformed expectations, and it's not just about match points because we are progressing 2 teams from each group, and I believe there's 12 groups. So 24 teams to the elimination bracket, but we're also taking 8 more teams, and that's going to be based on a number of tie breaks, and one of them is game win percentage. So to the extent that these players can pick up wins, even in lost matches, 1 games are going to help them to try to get those third seeds. GMBMW says, how is seeding done? By peak rating? Not exactly. So we looked at 4 different ratings. One of those points was peak rating, but we averaged over peak rating, and I think rating at, was it 3 different other times? Do you remember, physician, or at least?
I was not around for that discussion. I mean, I don't
Okay.
know how they put me at like 23 something. It's been a long time since I've been 2,300, so I don't know how they got that.
Yeah, well, the peak rating was definitely one of the data points, but it was only one of 4. Yeah. Oh, okay. It's me. Chark has it in the chat. So they're saying it was rated as of a day in October, and then you look 14 days before, 14 days after, and at peak rating. Those are the 4 data points. Okay, this is a mate for Jarmax, actually.
Yep.
But BughouseCoach is going to have to make up some time. I'm not sure if he can live through this.
Well, to answer GMB, also when you random pool, your rating can dip really hard, and also because peak ratings can also be misleading. Like if you're used to playing
Is he going to go
only
for
with
the draw?
partners.
Because he can't go down to C1 because he has no blocker. So queen at A1 would mate him. I think maybe he goes for draw.
No, I don't think he gets mated here.
Oh, okay.
E2 is covered, right?
Oh,
He can't do
now,
that. Oh,
now.
that's just a
Oh,
free.
whoa.
Oh, wait, there's
Nice,
that.
nice mate. Very nice.
Is there no way you're out of that? Oh, I can't control that board. That's annoying.
Yeah, no,
That's a
I can't
nice
either.
trick.
But yeah, I think it,
Deeply.
he probably should have gone for the draw instead of trying to go to f1. But props to Dralath. That's a complicated mate to see. Attacking your queen for this mother mate. Very cool.
I mean,
Foreplay
I
Chess
did.
says, "How did we get a close match?" So I'd have to check the brackets, but I think these are probably middle seeds in their group.
I think Dralath is C2 in his group. I
Oh,
could be
okay.
wrong.
So
Or 2 or
Dralath.
3.
Okay, well, we can check that to be sure. Let me pull up the brackets, and we're gonna figure out what we just witnessed. Oh, I should put the final score in before I forget. The final score was 9-5.
I think we're going to see a lot more of these balanced matchups because the newer players are not as inflated as the older ones. So if the match in my group ever does happen, I expect it to be something like that too, because our opponents are rated something like 2100 each.
Okay.
So it makes them look much weaker than us, because my team's average is something like 2400, which that does not seem right. That seems a little too generous. So that could be a more, depending on how we coordinate. But so far, it might end up being a forfeit because Jubilat has not yet said anything in our chat at all, despite being online.
Yeah, he's online constantly. He's playing all the time. Okay, so this is Group H in the open section. I'm gonna put the bracket in the chat here. This is Group H in the open section. Dralath was the number 2 seed. BughouseCoach was the number 4 seed. K Higgins and Cracktix also in that group. Number 3 seed had a bye this round. So K Higgins and Cracktix, I believe are going to be competitive versus both the number 2 seed and the number 4 seed. So this could be just a competitive group overall. I think Clock King Switcher and Return to the Lagger should have a pretty easy time winning this group, but you know there may be fights for the other places in the group here. Yeah, the number 1 seed in this group is Clock King Switcher and Return to the Lagger.
Yeah. I kind of feel bad for people in groups in the top groups because they just basically the one spot is just taken because the next
Yeah.
highest is like seed 16. It's like you can't, like, you have no chance.
Yep. It's gonna be tough for sure.
But if it's any consolation, 2 and 3 would then be only 1 seed apart. So hey, it's open.
Yeah. So we can also take a look at the calendar. There's another match that was supposed to be 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. I think it's already over, but let me just check to see if they're still playing. I don't see a match popping up, so I'm assuming that they're done. The other match on the calendar. I can link to the calendar too. Let me throw the calendar link in the chat. So the other match on the calendar for 10 a.m. was in the under 2000 section. Sebastian Melmoth and Proth Virok Kank versus Fedor Devanatin and Azura 73. It was supposed to start at 10 a.m. And I assume they finished their match quicker or they didn't play it. One of those two. There are matches at 11 a.m. 11 a.m. we're going to see... Oh, wait. I see... Oh, okay. This is just BughouseCoach playing for fun. So we could watch this while we chat. So at 11 a.m. in the open section, we have Abby Kofsky and Miss Fairy Queen versus the Champion 18 and Big Splat 2018. So that's in about a half an hour. I don't think I'm gonna necessarily stick around until then. Four Player Chess says, do I know Kovalov plus Artem Savsky versus Were 116 and Metabakkan? I don't I don't know any of those
I see them
players.
at 1 p.m. It's showing 1 p.m. So 3.5 hours from now.
Yeah, what time zone are you in? You're in Central?
I think so. In Chicago, whatever Chicago is.
Okay, yeah. I'm in Eastern, yeah, so it's showing up at noon for me. Sus Pro Gamer, we just finished watching a BWC match, which was actually pretty competitive. It was very fun to watch. And it was this team, BughouseCoach and Jarmax, but they were playing against Dralath and a Russian guy whose name I probably mispronounced like 20 times during the stream. Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, sorry, Naveen, I forgot about your new handle there. Anyway, I think I'm gonna call it there since we don't really have another match to watch, and I don't really want to stick around streaming for another half hour. I might start a stream in a half an hour, but let's try to find someone to raid. Gonna check to see who is in the chess category. And I'm open to suggestions.
How many games in the final? Did we actually settle that?
I don't think that's been settled for the final. I think we know how many games are going to be played in most of the elimination bracket, but we'll probably have more in the final.
I'm actually sure. I'm not even remember there being another group after that. Maybe I can find it on the rules or something.
Okay, so no one's really jumping out at me about who to raid. I'm definitely open to suggestions.
So good question, Raise. Why can't we draw? So we had a lengthy discussion about this before we started the tournament. This was one of the things because one of our concerns was how tie breaks were going to be handled, and basically it comes down to we wanted it to be a very simple and reliable way to have a tie break for the group stage specifically. So the simplest one is, of course, is just if two teams are tied, whichever one beat the other one just advances, right? And that way, it's a guaranteed result no matter what. Whereas if you have draws, which by the way, I think we should have, it can get a little bit more difficult. So ultimately, I think we had a vote, didn't we? And that side just won.
Yeah, the vote was not a blowout either way. There were people on either side of that debate, but we did settle that with a vote. I'm going to send you guys to Chess Dojo Live for now, and maybe I'll stream again in about a half an hour. I'm not sure. If I'm awake and if I'm around, then we'll try to stream the Miss Fairy Queen match. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. I really appreciate it. Oh, one other thing is It's Me Chark is a streamer. If you haven't followed him yet, you should definitely follow him. He had his match, I believe, at 6 a.m. In the open section. And Chark, are you participating in Chess Done Quick? There's an event on Sunday, which is Chess Done Quick Bughouse Edition. That's tomorrow. We're looking forward to that one.
Hey, what is that? Is it another tournament or something?
It is a tournament. It lasts 3 hours, and it's a speed run. So the players are given alt accounts, and they're given 800 ratings, and they're given 3 hours to get as high a rating as possible. And there is actually a bigger prize pool than the Bughouse World Championships. It's a $10,000 prize pool. divided 5,000 each for an open section and an under 2,200 section. So
Wow.
we'll be doing that tomorrow. I'll be partnering to Vampire Slayer for that tournament. Anyway, thanks everyone for joining me, and I hope you have a great afternoon. Maybe see you in half hour, maybe not. We'll see. Bye, everyone.